into night 6 of Nightcall. You didn't see that or hear that. Justin, chair. Yes, it is the same night as the last episode. Seeing if we can get through the rest of this game sooner than later. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue. And we said that we were going to check up on old buddy here.
Mature content is, in this video, you have been warned.
Since we barely know anything. A few cars are ahead towards Paris, probably. Okay. What? Why does that randomly pop up? And Unan? You immediately recognize the passenger who just climbed into the back seat of your cab. His face has been plastered all over the news for the last few weeks. He's a lawyer. Oh. A lawyer who is representing a terrorist. That's fun. He gives you an address and you start driving. He holds your gaze in the rear view mirror like he's trying to read your mind. You drive across a virtual empty at Paris. Behind you, the lawyer nervously consults his notes. Everything alright? He answers without looking up. Yes. You get the message and leave him alone. You continue driving without saying a word. Your passenger mutters, why did he say that to the cops? He's not taking this seriously. Doesn't get it. Idiot. There again. He says it again. Is he conducing himself or just contracting himself? Contracting himself, I think. You glance in your mirror. The lawyer looks like a smaller version of himself. You're sure everything's alright? Let's stay quiet, because obviously he's talking out loud. So he'll share some kind of information by himself. Your eyes meet in the rearview mirror. You see him start to brake. I can't take it anymore. He takes a deep breath. He loses control of his voice. This guy is a real asshole. He's not just a monster, he's a total idiot. Tears from at the corner of his eyes. Tears. Okay. I've never seen such a moronic defendant. I know what it's like to You know what it's like to defend a moron? You know what it's like to get only 3 hours of sleep a night so you can defend a fucking moron? Do you have any idea? He yells so loudly the window is shake. Are you talking about... I'm sorry? I'm sorry. When he answers, his voice is ice cold. No need to apologize. There's nothing to be sorry about. He pauses barely, just the time to take a deep breath. Jesus effing Christ, already? He kicks the seat in front of him. Jesus. He calms himself down. He steadies his breath. I'm the one who agreed to it. I actually forgot to represent him. I actually fought to represent him. It's my own damn fault. I'm not being dragged through the mud. He raises his hand at Snickers. Yeah, I admit. At first, I thought it was pretty great being on TV. All the interviews, journalists asking my opinion about everything. I shook so many hands, said so many words, sentences, yet I actually said nothing. When I worked in the hood, not a single person cared about my work. And now, in 5 hours, I have to be on the radio in 7 on TV. He pauses, breathes. His voice sounds further and further away. You should get some rest. You need to try to calm down. I think that's just gonna piss him off. You should get some rest. He chuckles. Rest? No way. Actually, it's simple. I almost never sleep. When I lie in bed, I stare at the ceiling and go over the evidence in my head. He sits up. It's barbaric, disgusting, so horrific, it's almost unreal. He lets out a sigh from somewhere deep in his body. Then I discover my client bought nails. Nails that were in the bombs at the corner market, and he kept the receipt. He kept his fucking receipt. Folded it in half and slipped it into his wallet. Why the hell would you do that? Yeah, that your defendant is a moron. That's what I see when I close my eyes. This disemboweled bodies and a receipt for €2 worth of nails. Why? He raises his voice quite high. Why, for God's sake? He thought he could expense it when he got to the heaven. When he got to heaven. He pauses. So stupid and so dangerous. He disgusts me. He revolts me. Why defend him then? Why defend him then? Because everyone has the right to an attorney, everyone without exception. Otherwise, justice is no longer just. His fit of rage subsides, his fingers are shaking. When I signed up, I thought I'd be representing someone crazy, and I find out he's just a moron who is playing too many video games. The guy has never even read the whole book they used to justify their so-called acts of martyrdom. He read a few passages online. Do you have any idea what a complete moron he is? He chuckles. I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. I shouldn't have said all that. He takes a deep breath. I don't have anyone else to talk with about it. All the other lawyers avoid me like the plague. My mother can't understand why I'm doing this. She's so ashamed she went back to Algeria. He's shaking. I get the shame, but what I don't get is when people just lump things together. I am not a terrorist. I am not a murderer. He made the right choice. No one else would do it. He's a terrorist. No one else would do it. Yeah, so what? Do I get a prize? No, I get spit on every day. Why? For a moron. We could hang him right here, right now, and no one, I'm telling you, would shed a tear. He stays quiet for a moment, catches his gaze. That's why I keep doing this. He slows his breathing. For equality, our country was founded on it. These rights have been abused for too often for me to look the other way. His anger seems to be lifting. The taxi almost reached his destination. In the backseat, the lawyer is much calmer. His voice is soft. I needed to be reminded of this. This will serve as a lesson. He looks at you in the mirror and bores into you with his gaze. It's odd, isn't it? That I ran into you tonight. I mean, as if No, forget it. The hell does that mean? You pull over. He pays his fare. Wait, don't take this the wrong way, but his hands on you. His hands. He hands you another bill. Here, this is for you, for listening, for hearing what I had to say. Accept. Take it, yeah. Accept it. You slide the bill into your pocket. He looks relieved, gathers his belongings, strewn across the back seat. As he's getting out of the cab, you realize he left an envelope behind. For a second, one tiny second, you hesitate. It could be something important. To gather evidence, say nothing. He gets out of the taxi, walks a few steps away, and turns around to wave at you before entering the bistro. You turn around and grab the envelope your suspect left behind. You'll open it when you get back home tonight. You drive off. Hell yeah. Decent payout. Alright. Really? We only have Harvey? And why is he over here? Yeah, we're doing decent on gas. Well, not decent, but half. Alright. What you got for us, buddy? I need a ride, cabbie. That is a long frickin' distance. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to fill up after. The door opens. It's Harvey. He greets you with his bizarre verbal tick as usual. How's it going, Oing? Hi, Harvey. You start the engine. Harvey seems pretty happy with himself today. In the review mirror, you watch him run his tongue over his lips, as if mentally preparing for a good meal. He catches your eye and smiles. Sorry, I'm a bit out of it today. So I see. It's just I had a bad week, you know, really bad week. Then yesterday, as if he hesitates, as if he can't believe what he is about to say, like it's too good to be true. The lines around the corner of his eyes that show his real age crinkle slightly. Harvey gives a little laugh. Serious, man, I don't believe in God, you know? I don't believe in all of that bullshit shit. It doesn't make any sense. Some guy with a beard up in the sky, I never got it. What people saw in him. Anyhow, God, none of us believe in him on the street. His eyes crinkle up at the corners again. I mean, we believe when the soup kitchen goes to the church. Yeah, sure, we believe in him then. He flushes his teeth and lets out a harsh, raspy laugh. You pause. So yesterday and that whole story. So yesterday? He's observing you. His eyes light up all of a sudden. Oh yeah, yesterday. He's talking faster now. An insistent flow. I was starving, man. It was pretty bad. Toby and I had gone through all of the garbage bins in the neighborhood. Toby, he's this German guy. He says he's preferred France. That we're more generous here. So I was starving. Harvey's eyes tear up. His voice drops off. A faraway look comes over him. A lengthy pause. Are you okay, Harvey? That's a pretty long story. Are you okay? He snaps out of it. Yeah, like I was saying that, yeah, I was starving. I was hanging out near the supermarket on Rue Rimlicet. Fancy neighborhood, but not too fancy. No cops. He gives you a wink. That's always a plus. And then there was like this guy I sometimes see around, a young guy, like just a kid. He comes out of the supermarket with his groceries, and before I even say a word, he hands me a can of Castellet? I don't know. A can of Castellet, as big as a beach ball. Harvey's face lights up. I don't even know they made them that big. Harvey bursts out laughing, and his eyes wander back to the street. If anybody can tell me exactly what that is, or if I'm pronouncing it wrong, please inform me, because I have no idea what that is. And then, was it good? Smile. Was it good? Delicious. As he closes his eyes, raises his hand, and wiggles his fingers. I love it when the cassoulet sausage, oh, it's a sausage, it's all mushy and it melts in your mouth. Don't even need to warm it up. A smile spreads over his face. Meat mash. He opens his eyes. Something out the window catches his eye. Harvey suddenly pats you on the shoulder. Hold on, wait, I'm going to get out here if you don't mind. You park the cab as soon as you see an empty space. Thanks, man. He looks out the window. Yeah, I think that's him. Everything alright? Ooh. Nothing. Without another word, he opens the door and gets out. This time, I'm gonna get him. Oh, shit. He's still after the guy? A moment later, he vanishes into a dark alley. Sit there a minute. Start the engine. Sit there a minute. Your eyes scan the dark, narrow street, but you can't make anything out. And something moves in the distance, a silhouette, probably Harvey, now at a run. The form darts under the street lamp. Is it Harvey, holding something in his hand? He immediately vanishes from sight. You sit there a minute and then you switch on the ignition and pull out of the parking space. The hell is going on, Harvey? The hell are you doing? Are you the murderer? Because now I can't frickin' tell. Alright, we don't have any leads. I mean, we got the radio, but considering everything, we need to make a little bit more cash. Let's meet up there. You're driving along when a strange burnt smell suddenly fills the cab. The detective. You look around, sniff. Is it coming from outside? Park, keep driving. Park. As soon as you see a free spot, you pull over and park. You freeze. Something or someone is in your taxi. The woman's voice resonates around the cab. I need a better signal. Hi. I'm here. You turn around slowly. A young woman has appeared behind you. Don't shout. I'm afraid I'll lose the connection. Don't have much time. There's something strange about her face. It's as if she is several different people at once. Listen to me carefully. I came from the future and you must know that you met. He stops moving like a computer glitch. He stays this way, still frozen. Then suddenly starts moving again. We're good. I think it's all taken care of. What? She smiles at you. Thanks for the information. I really wish I could explain everything to you more clearly, and She starts flickering and disappears from a second. What the fuck kind of shit's this? No, there's still something that cellular connection. She disappears for a good. A few seconds go by. All appears to have returned to normal. You keep driving. Sorry, 40 seconds ago. Her voice is coming from the radio. Your passengers, if that's the correct term, voice is broken by an odd grumbling noise, like someone else is speaking at the same time. Turn up the volume. You can make out the young woman's voice. She's giving what seems to be a well-rehearsed speech. The virus appeared on September 18th, 2049. Remember that date? 2049, September 18th. Her voice disappears entirely. Instead, you hear what seems to be liturgical chant in an Asian language on the same frequency. On the same frequency. Seems to be a liturgical chant in, okay. Look for a higher station, look for a lower station. Higher. Look for another station and stop when you hear the young woman's voice. From the point on, we lost half the population every semester. Just imagine, millions dead, mountains of corpses. I was 20 at the time in college. We were fighting to defend the robots' rights. It all seems pointless. Okay. Are you getting enough sleep? Cause this just sounds insane. I lost everyone I knew. Everyone. I had a twin sister. She died almost instantly. The virus attacked randomly rather than a permanent damage. Her voice cuts off abruptly. The your goal chant starts up again. You're able to determine the language. Vietnamese. Look for a lower station. You find a station on which you can make out your passenger's voice. You have to imagine a climate of civil war, death everywhere, the virus muttering. There was missing suicides and a rise in the pessimism and religious extermination. I think we've been trying for years to set the record straight about the virus. Since science cannot solve this crisis, science alone can. Her voice is drowned out by an avalanche of applause. You hear a new voice, deep, powerful. It's in English. American from what you can tell from the accent. Turn up to a lower. Of Box the Future, you found Janet's station. Okay. That's why we've been traveling back in time. This virus is entirely man-made. And if we create it, we can destroy it. I need information. I need it to help me find a certain passenger. Certain passengers. Okay. I've got an idea on who we need to find. The passenger that was talking about sound and sound waves and like that. This is bizarre. Was not expecting something like this. Let me reassure you, none of this is your fault. I can't tell you anything more. We have to keep close tabs on changes we make to the past. It's too big to risk otherwise. Her voice is suddenly clearer than ever. I hope you understand it's critical for us that you... One moment, Yes. A strange woman appears all of a sudden in the backseat again. Sorry about all the coming and going. Our technology is not at 100% yet. The tiniest of smiles cross her face. It's almost invisible. Anyway, I hope you got the point. Especially since we have to remain in hiding for the time being. She stops talking for a second. Her face flickers. That's after us. They're after us. There's not really any other way to put it. As I am saying, the extremists are trying to. She vanishes out of the blue. The smell vanishes, the radio turns off. You pull over as soon as you see a free spot. Remain still for a while. He doesn't seem to be coming back. You shake your head, disturbed by this strange visitor, and get back to work. The fuck? That was a whole different kind of experience. Okay. Can we go to any of these? No, we can't. Alright. I guess let's pick up her. Oh, that was different. Payout's pretty good. My poetry needs a car ride. Yeah, we'll do this one and then get gas unless we get a lead. The woman getting in your cab looks frantic. I've lost my inspiration, every last drop of it. Come on, drive. You throw her a very skeptical look in the rearview mirror. I'll tell you when to stop. I have to. I am seeing a stream dead, a belonging, a bill, a. She stops talking. You hear a low guttural sound coming from her throat. A mantra. A bilonga. I'll say nothing. Billabong. I must find a Billabong. What the fuck is that? What's that? Do you have an address for me? What is that? She inhales, closes her eyes, and focuses. Her voice drops, becomes more intense. Billabong, a dead river. What? There's one right below us. Drive, I say. Start driving. Okay, start driving. A few minutes go by before you realize your passenger is making a guttural sound. The sound resonates with the hum of the engine. Once in a while, she changes notes, modulating and playing with the harmonic. Suddenly, she shouts, "Turn left." Then, abruptly, as if she were flowing a path she alone could see, go down the boulevard. You drive for a few minutes aimlessly. And back, your passenger is still singing. The motor is running, the kind of ride that puts you out of sorts. Who knows when it will end? Your passenger squeals. Stop, right here, not a bit further. You brake. Yes. Yes. She whistles a high, loud note. The billabong runs just beneath us. Its water flows no more. The black stream from my engine has stopped short. The rumble of revelation. The water flows no more. All that remains is to clear away the remains. You stop the engine. Silence fills the cab. The passenger's low voice and the scratch of her pencil on the paper are harmonized. Words? Give me a second. Hypnotizing? Dyslexia sucks. Hypnotic teen. Whatever, yeah, you get what it is. How many rivers have run dry? The water has left its bed and flows no more. You feel something vibrate beneath you, probably the metro. How long to scalp the clay and the mud of life in this water that flows no longer? Expect the metro doesn't run this late at night. I plunge my claves in this water that flows no longer. I am claimed and refreshed by its coolness. She squeals so loudly it makes you jump. She then returns to a similar, more natural tone. Thank you. This poem has been years in the making. I was only missing a few lines until tonight. I sensed the billabong I needed while walking down the street like a Karen? A muse? She opens her eyes. You. When you're driving alone at night like this, what moves you the most? I'm never alone, all the people who don't sleep, the lack of silence. I'm never alone. She shuts her eyes. Well, of course, true solitude does not exist. Simply pronouncing the word solitude proves we are not alone because someone is listening. I like that idea. I walk in the night on water that flows no longer. At my side are those who saw it run. A pause. Superb. A second later, she has left the cab. I know I would find my inspiration on the path to the billabong. She freezes. Your color is marble. Orphiscolicete? Never forget this. She says nothing more, passes you a fair through the window and walks away with purpose. You sigh and drive away. That was interesting. Okay. Anybody available for me to actually figure out what the hell's going on with this investigation? No? Okay. Okay, I guess. Trying to expand on new people. Her, maybe? Yeah. Tonight, this night, what? Night 6 has been very interesting. Bizarre, too. It just sucks that we can't freaking go to the icons anymore. Fair's worth it. My boyfriend and I headed to Venice, I'm assuming. Except a couple gets in your taxi. If you add it up, their total age cannot be more than 40. They glance at each other nervously, occasionally grab hands affectionately. He speaks first. Despite being built like a tank, his voice is soft and a bit hesitant. Vincenus, please? I have no idea how to pronounce that. Or at least not currently. You detect his southern accent. You have an address? Start driving. You have an address? The castle? She gives him a look and he tries again. Metro station, actually. You start driving. The couple is whispering in the backseat. Their words are sometimes covered by the sound of the radio, the street noise, and the motor. Idiot, the castle? You think we're going to sleep there? Are they homeless? Yeah, but I don't know where to. You smile. Passengers always think you can't hear them when they whisper in the back of the cab. No big deal. The hotel is right next door anyway. Actually, though, you can hear everything. The hotel of yours, I'm just not feeling it. Why? I'm just not, that's all. On their website, it looks old with tiny beds. We can get a double bed. I'm just not feeling it. A moment of silence. What should we do then? We could ask him. Who? The driver. The boy raises his voice. What? Are you crazy? They glance at you, hoping that you haven't heard anything. You must know some hotels. I'm sure of it. Go ahead and ask. They'll think it's strange. The guy is a taxi driver. I'm sure people ask him all the time. Me? Why me? You're the one that doesn't want to wait for my parents to leave us their place. That's not why. It's just that your room is too what? There are posters on the wall and, well... Oh, come on. Elise? Stop with your excuses. You're just afraid of my old man. Awkward silence. Go on, ask. She rolls her eyes. Fucking loser. She looks at you. Hey, sir? Yes? Don't want to give them that we've been eavesdropping the whole entire time. So, here goes. We need some advice. My boyfriend and I are looking for a hotel in Nice. Something not too pricey, but clean. With a double bed. No one cares about the double bed. Antony, he doesn't give a shit. Antony, I don't know. I know a few places in Venice. You shouldn't be doing this. Okay. Wait, is she like super young? I don't know. I know a few places in Venice. Is it safe? You nod. Yes, I'm a professional, miss. Thank you. The couple heads began whispering in the backseat again. You okay? We should have waited until the parents left. Shit, I'm sorry. It's my fault. I tried to rush things and... Are you kidding? I'm the one who's in a hurry. We look at each other and burst out laughing. You're sexy. You're an idiot. We start laughing again. Seriously though, if you want to wait, we'll see you when we get to the room. Yeah. They look deep into each other's eyes. You don't pay them any attention for the remainder of the ride. They continue cooling in the back. They warm the taxi up with their sweet words that float up to your ears. You stop the taxi in front of the hotel. It is a small decorated building, no frills of fuss. Yet it gives off a warm and welcoming impression. This is it? It looks pretty good. Yeah. I know the owner. She will welcome you with open arms. They remain silent for a moment. This is it? She glances at her boyfriend. Let's see how much it costs. We'll wing it. Yeah. They get out of the cab. The young lady hands you her fare through the window and walks away without saying a single word. They disappear into the hotel nervously. Okay, the fare was worth it, but I couldn't tell if they were too young for each other. Well, the girl was too young. I have no idea, dude. I didn't catch on to that. Okay, seriously, nothing's popping up tonight? The hell? We need to get gas. That's the one thing that drives me nuts about being a delivery driver and a rideshare is paying for gas. You pull over this and stop at gas station, aka a gas station, not a soul in sight. The fluorescent light of irritates your eye, and the smell of pee is wafting up from the space between the pumps. It's self-service here. You pay directly at the pump. The mini mart over there, it must sell newspapers. Person behind the counter must see and hear things. Might be worth asking a couple questions. More or less the same thing. There we go. Yeah, we might as well walk into the mini mart. Behind the counter, and a student doing his homework lazily raises his head. Even it's usually not a student. Talk to the clerk. Examine the newspaper magazine cover. The serial killers on the front page of all of them. That's crazy, isn't it? You'd think they'd have caught him by now. The clerk smiles. You recognize the twinkle in his eye. This guy has something to tell you. Okay. The hell did he tell us, though? Oh, but newspaper. Let's go this. Losing ticket, no luck. Go figure. Not a word from the guy behind the counter. You, on the other hand, cross automatically as you put one foot out into the freezing cold. Anything else we can do? No? Well, let's just leave. You get into your taxi and drive away. Any suspects now, or... No? Okay, let's read the newspaper. Pull a newspaper out of your glove compartment and start lifting through it. Eventually something grabs your eye. It's rather enthusiastic article about a bar named... Ooh! Didn't we read something about this earlier? Or find out something about this earlier on the radio? You make note of information with interest. In your line of work, that kind of thing can always come in handy. You turn the page and stop. You've read about a third... Okay, now, I'm pretty sure we read that. Keep reading. A few pages. You thought, say so. Okay, blah, blah, blah. It's on a controversial subject. The victim of Chidian are appealing in eternal class action sue. They still haven't seen a single cent of composition. The article describes the hundreds of people affected with cortical or total paralytic nervous damage. Okay. Victims are ready to fight for as long as it takes. You have only a third left. Okay, so that was part of it, so I should have probably paid attention a little bit more. Might as well read the whole thing. As soon as you get to the page, stop. You stop. Your instinct tell you to look at the You glance at the critique of the great Alice Leaf latest collection of poetry. The critic seems convinced, but it's curious to know that might have inspired her to write this masterpiece. You shut the paper. It'll end in the trash tonight. End up. Okay. Oh, well, that's cool. We helped a very successful poet actually get their work out there, it seems. For time's sake, let's pick up this guy. Few Paris maintenance workers talking loudly. They're pushing trash into the good. Oh, come on. Why can't I ever? Alright. This will use up the rest of the night for the time. Press the their cell Peter DJ Hudson. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce whatever straight he was doing. The door opens and the passenger collapses into the back seat. His eyes are hidden behind a pair of large dark glasses. His clothes reek of sweat and booze, a clubber. He mumbles his destination and you start driving. A few words are exchanged, the weather, taxi, traffic. Then you can tell he's coming. The inevitable conversation about the killer. Some bits of information, rumors, things overheard. Make a mental note of what you've heard. Who knows? It might come in handy. Your mind wanders. Your eyes vaguely scan the store windows. The sooty light coming off the street lamps feels like it's dripping into your brain. You're feeling asleep. You're falling asleep. You need a bit of music to keep you awake. Let's ask the passenger first. You glance at your passenger. Mind if I put a little music on? He waves his hand as if to say, who cares? You turn the radio on, pressing on the dial to find the station you like. 80s rock ballad, too soft. Behind you, your passenger is snoring, barely, but you can hear him. Darren chants, mind-numbing. Some slow rap song filled with fake female orgasms. What the fuck? Noises not with the passenger in the car. A female poet being interviewed by her latest book. You recognize the imitable voice of one of your passengers. An ad interrupts the torrent of words and you change the station. Classical music again. The future grates you on flute, grates on your ears. Electric music, you like the rhythm, but just aren't in the mood. Stop. You lift your hand from the dial. The music plays on. Not bad. Turn it up so I can hear better. I didn't want to wake you. His voice sounds like it's coming from a deep cavern. Wasn't sleeping, just sobering up. He leans forward. Not bad at all. You hear the touch of an instant probability of American, but someone who lived most of his life in France. Leave it on until they say the music's name. The music continues. There's something turning in the background of persistent melody that gets higher and higher. Your client mumbles. I bet the song is coming to an end, and the announcer in a piercing foghorn voice throws out the name of the DJ you've never heard of. DJ Blunt. I knew it. He famous? You like his stuff? You like his stuff? Yeah, it's good product. It's pretty conventionally structured, but it's super popular. He snickers. Still, got that dude everything he knows, even everything. In '94, at a party at the rec club, there was this kid who started buying me rounds. He waves his hands around. A kid, no older than 17. I thought he was hitting on me. He chuckles. He wouldn't have been disappointed. He shakes his head. No, he wanted me to teach him how to spin. I told him no, but you can watch. And that's exactly what he did every week until we moved to the Socialize. I don't know what that is. He has sold X to pay his way in. He briefly snickers. And now he's on the radio. Silence fills the cab. Weighted silence. You can tell your passenger's mind is spinning. You know what? He did this summer. It was the opener for the soccer championship at Stade de France. It was huge. I wonder what people think if they knew he was selling drugs at 17. He lowers his voice a bit. If they only knew. The passenger clams up. Watch him. And keep your eyes on the road. You notice a woman crossing the street at the crosswalk. She speeds up as she walks by two men talking loudly. We ran into each other in Abriza 4 or 5 years ago. You almost jump at the sound of his voice. I was spinning in the little club. Yeah, really little, but it was something. I totally ignored me, of course. He totally ignored me, of course. Even with those dark glasses, you can see how angry he is. DJ motherfucking cunt. Well. Yeah, this is definitely a game not for you children. He suddenly starts waving his hands around. He rummages through his pocket as he says, your radio, can it take a flash drive? No, it can't. You glance at your radio. You don't really know what he's talking about. I don't know. No, only CDs. No worries. He lays his phone in the space between the two front seats. Listen to this. It's what I played tonight. It's mine. He sets his phone to play. But you know, people were barely dancing. A drum machine playing a hard-edged beat in the background. They were talking with each other's picture. 4 notes start to dance in the cab. They barely touched, never kissed anyone anymore. I prefer dance. A perfect dance beat become progressively audible. All that purely electronic crescendo plays is over. There's a break in the music. Synthesize strings calm the song down without slowing it down. At least. The song is getting intense again. Explodes as your passenger drifts off. I got people dancing. The song keeps going for another minute, then stops. Your passenger doesn't budge. You drive to the rhythm of his snoring. The sound fills the cab. Ideas are bouncing through your head like they do every time you find yourself alone. This guy in the back seat is too old to be young. You look at your own hands. They look like they are suddenly aging in time lapse. You close your eyes a second. Only a second. When you open them, you've reached your destination and have pulled over to the sidewalk. You tap the passenger's knee and he wakes with a start. Shit, yeah. We're here, sir. Ah, yes, great. He rummages through his pockets and hands you a few rumpled bills for fare. Thanks, I hope you liked it. Silence. The music, my music, the song I played you. I should have been in the spotlight, you see? 15 minutes of fame. Just a minute of... He stifles a burp. You hear him mumble as he leaves the taxi. There's whiskey and organs really screw with my system. Origins. I'm assuming. We're just gonna continue. You see him stagger towards the building. It takes him several tries to get the door open. He finally disappears inside. You have a long sigh. Okay, come on. And with that, I'm pretty sure we gotta head home. Because we have no time left. Yep. Met Salem. We met Salem a while back. Oh, right. Okay. That is not a whole lot. We definitely need to get some income coming. So that was night 6. Did we get anything good for the investigation? Look at the new evidence on the table. It'll take you a while to read everything carefully. Your neighbor flushes the toilet. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Document. Salem's file. Stolen from Salem. Alright. What do you got? Homeless man seen around crime scene 2 and 3. Victim stolen wallets. Victim 3. Sam on couch when he was a kid. Both fought with victim 3. Escaped the first 3 victim. So freaking confused. Alright, he doesn't matter at all with the stuff anymore. Yeah, I'm not 100% getting anything from this, so I guess the phone rings, you impulsively take a step back. It's the moment of truth. Pick up. Hello? Hi. Ice cold. So? She heaves a long sigh. There's no background noise. She must not be at the station. Where are you? Where are you? I've got a name for you. Do we? Perfect. I'm listening. You glance at the wall. The suspects are all lined up. All of the evidence. A whole mess of your ideas. Your stomach is in knot. I don't have to remind you. You cannot get this wrong. I have a meeting in 2 hours with the district attorney and the chief of police. Even the minister of the interior will be in the corner of the room somewhere. Obviously, I'm thrilled. Oh, but I certainly don't want to put too much pressure on you. You can almost hear the smirk she must be wearing. You lay the receiver down on the table. Now you have to decide. Oh shit, I wasn't trying to do that. Well. Never arrested. Net Salem, victim 1. Stolen wallet. Twitter news. Victim Alfie. Football coach. Wearing black gloves. Salem investigating the first 3 victims. I mean, a good amount does point to him, but the gun is the questionable thing. I want to say Salem. Because he's got a lot of information that he shouldn't. Well-known lawyer from St. Ouen, defender of the Doris case, defender of several molested kids in poor neighborhoods, was a promising football player when he was 10. We don't have a whole lot on here. Barely have anything on him. Divorced from a judge, born in France, Ella moved to mainland France. Retired cop. The only thing we got on him is the weapon. But Salem has been investigating a good amount of practically everything. So, yeah, let's go with Salem. Pick the phone back up and explain that your choice to let you face Bassett. Why, how, the evidence, your source. She listens without saying a word. When you finish talking, she remains silent for just a second too long. You sense she's not convinced. Listen, are you sure of what you're saying? Because between what you told me this morning and what you're saying now seems not right. You sure this is the suspect you want to pursue? Wait a minute. Yeah. Put the phone down. Maybe she's right. You're not so sure anymore. Him? Pick up the phone very quickly, too quickly. She cuts you off. Just... Okay, we'll follow this lead. I'm going to see what I can do with all of this. Okay, so... with the gun. Okay. She leaves a huge sigh. Shit, I hope for your sake it's good work. And before you can get a word in edgewise, I'll call you tonight. Try to get some sleep. She pauses. No way she's going to hang up on such a positive note. No, she's probably going to. It might be your last night of freedom. She snickers and hangs up. You put the phone down. You might as well be standing in ice-cold emptiness of outer space. You decide to go to bed to sleep, but best way to kill time. You, with a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You lie down on the open sofa bed. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. You open one eye. You had a hard night. Restless. You get the impression you're aged 5 years in a matter of hours. You get up quickly. And a few minutes later, you're outside of your studio, night 7. Okay, so what? She's just following up the lead and checking everything? You've barely gotten downstairs when you catch sight of Bassett. Okay. She's leaning up against the door of your cab, eyes wide open, forehead creased. Get in. You obey. It's too early to react. She's settling into the backseat, flashing a smile. Okay, normally I would end the episode here because it's going into another night, but it sounds like something's happening and I can't put the game down. Good news, you're right. Or at least the DA thinks your evidence is sufficient. Okay, so my hunch about the gun was possibly correct. No emotion in her voice. She's giving you the facts, nothing more. You going to bring friend Gunnar in tonight? She nods. Her expression clouds over. I have trouble. She freezes. Gunnar Ragnar is a mentor, mine, and half the squads you can't understand. He's an institution. He stops, clears her throat. I need your help one last time. Later on tonight, we're going to get Francois to leave home and find a way to get him into your taxi. She pulls some kind of pen out of her pocket that she puts in a little cabbie just above the car stereo. This is a bug. You need a confusion? What am I supposed to do? I held up my end of the deal. What am I supposed to do? No more than usual. She smiles. A smile passes quietly across her face. I've seen you and heard you enough to know that you have a trick, a gift for getting people to talk. I need someone I can trust to get close to Vanguard without making him suspicious. He's a cop. He knows how we work. No one's ever sent a taxi driver to make an arrest. He won't put up a fight. I hope he'll open up to you, that he'll confess before things fall apart. Not too far from the hospital where he goes for his treatments, there's an alleyway under construction. There won't be any civilians, just us and him. She sighs. Two teens walk by the cab. The intense smell of weed fills the cab. Bessa doesn't budge. I know you can do it. If you stick to the plan, nothing can go wrong. What exactly am I supposed to frickin' say to get him to confess? Because I highly doubt he's going to. What if I don't feel like doing this? What if there's a problem? I understand. What if there's a problem? If you stick to the plan, there won't be any problems. Are you serious? She lays her hand on the door handle. You pick the suspect up, drive to the meeting point, and you're free. Easy as pie. She gets out of the cab, slams the door, and walks quickly away. Shit. You hit the dashboard. Intense pain spreads through your hand. You grab the keys in the ignition and turn. The motor comes on. Your night is about to begin. Your last night. Well, shit. Well, we definitely need to make a little bit of income. But, I am not seeing him pop up on the radar. So, I guess we will pick up this cat. So, this might be the last episode. Francois de la Nery. It's not the greatest. Tyrannus? Sure, I guess. Not refused. That's not enough. Oh, shit! Well, we have no other option but to pick him up. So I'm assuming this will be the last passenger I pick up. St. Louis Hospital as usual. Alright, buddy. You recognize the next passenger getting into cab, a cop, a detective. Your suspect. He has a tired look about him, and not just because it's early. His voice just drags. The usual place. St. Louis Hospital, then. You start driving. Your passenger seems to have his mind elsewhere, not entirely awake, doubled on his chin. You scan his skin, his movements, his attitude, it's cold as shit this morning. His voice makes you jump. You nod. You have some more people, or not as many, when it's cold out like this. Folks tend to stay home when it's cold. There might be more of them by it, but they make shorter trips. Makes sense. Dead silence. Talk about the weather, say nothing. Talk about the weather. It's worse in the summertime though. People don't take cabs as much, but when they do, they go further. Obviously. You drive in silence for a second, the road goes by. You don't want to look in your side mirror too often. You haven't seen a trace of the cops yet. As I told you not to worry, but you know, it's funny. Just this morning I was thinking about an old case. One of my first cases, actually. It was just after the Mazarin case. You know who Mazarin is, don't you? Or am I really that old? You sense it's the right time to get him to talk. That rings a bell. Nope, never heard of him. Public enemy number one. What's up with... It's more or less same. That rings a bell. Just quiz, Mizran, breaking an entry, kidnapping, armed robbery. He killed 2 cops in Canada, tortured journalist, a far right one, but still. Then in 1979, after being on the run for a year and a half, the cops catch him and killed him at Port Diaz, whatever that is. He raises his hand. Now the cops say it was in self-defense, but I know for a fact they shot him down like a dog. He looks straight at you. You can see the hint of underground fire roaring deep in his eyes. I must certainly do not want to die like a dog, understand? He catches his breath and is clearly shaken. He ever so slowly reaches into his pocket and pulls out his weapon. Oh shit. Or did Bassett ask you to take me? Fuck, discovered the judge's identity. Oh, shit. We're fucked. I don't know what you're talking about. Excuse me. Bassett? Bassett? Don't take me for a fool. Keep lying. I swear I have no idea what you're talking about. It kind of appears. Shame, I thought it might just get a chance at some honesty in this bold world just once, just to see what it feels like. I dedicated my whole life to the justice system, to getting it to the truth. At least that's what I tell myself. What I say to new recruits. But I'm tired of all of the games, all the fucking lies. Where'd they order you to take me? They didn't order anything. Lie. Shakes his head, saddened by your answer. Fuck. He can't quite figure out if you were avoiding me, but I knew Bassett put you on the case and gave you a copy of the file. We don't know each other too well, so I'm going to give you one last chance to tell me the truth. Bassett. You can see his finger on the trigger. It's shaking ever so slightly. How much does she know? She has evidence. Everything. Don't shoot. We're just stalling. Answer me. What does Bassett have on me? I don't know what you're talking about. Enough to take you in. If we keep lying, he's gonna straight up shoot us. Enough to take you in. You hear a long sigh coming from a backseat. A few seconds go by. You try to concentrate on driving, despite your sweaty hands and dripping brow. Okay, why hasn't she tried to arrest me then? You shrug. Don't know. She told me it would be easier this way. I think she hopes you'll turn yourself in without a fight. He looks away. You know, Bassett is really one of a kind, but she doesn't fit into today's world. Neither do I, for that matter. The weapon he's holding is shaking slightly, wavering. You suddenly notice he's speaking to you in a more familiar tone. That's why I killed them. Bastards, all of them, rapists, murderers, and liars who escaped prosections. Not Bassett. Bassett liked to do the same thing I did. Slam a bullet into the head of the first murderer she could get her hands on. But she can't. You just can't do that anymore. Long, painful, heavy sigh. I've got a feeling that he's going to commit suicide because he knows he's cooked. In any case, now there's only one truth left. No more conversation. No debate. No need for justice to be served. They were guilty and I killed them. I can write that down if you want. It's no secret. I know I'd be caught sooner or later, either by Bassett or by his sentence hangs in the air. I'm sick, got cancer all over. They hope some new drug might cure me, but that's the point, honestly. He abruptly accelerates his speaking pace. I don't want to go to jail. A cop can't go to jail. I don't want to see my face on the cover of magazines and newspapers. But I don't want to deny Bassett the pleasure of catching me, her and her team. So here's what you're going to do. There's a place in Montmartre, a place I really love. It's my first memory of Paris. Must have been 6 or 7. My mother had come all the way from Martinique. She thought she could convince my father to. Yeah, anyway, there's one point in telling the story. Yeah, there's no point in telling that story. No point? Why? I want to hear it. Well, yeah, let's say this one. No point. Why? He's looking away. There's no point because there's no moral to the story. My parents were selfish people that preferred their own personal comfort to keep me safe, to raise me right. Anyway, there's a bench up there, not far from Secure. This bench has 2 clear advantages. First, it faces the city of Paris, southern facing. All the moments are there, staring back in splendor. He starts to speak with confidence. I especially like it when all the buildings poke out above the clouds of pollution. Notre Dame Square Tower, Hamadou and its colored pipes, the Eiffel Tower. He shakes his head and his voice sounds deep and serious again. The second advantage to sitting on this bench is that you turn your back to Secure Quarter, an ugly building they only built to rub the church the right way. He looks away and remains silent for a while. His hands shake a little. I want to see Paris one last time. It's a little too early to watch the sunrise, but at least there'll be people around, lovers, life. I just want to go and sit on the bench, look at Paris alone for 5 minutes. And then you can go to the meeting point so Bassett can pick me up. What do you say? If I'm late, Only 5 minutes, you promise? Okay. Yeah, no, if we take him there, he's for sure going to commit. If I'm late. Say nothing. He moves the gun forward. I really don't want to use this, you know. I almost shot you back there, but I know you're just doing your job. The reflection from the street lamp shines off the gun. I can't do that. Okay. He's gonna kill us regardless. You turn around. You'll see. The view is incredible. Neither of you say a word for several minutes. You drive in silence. Then as you're beginning the climb up to the top of the mountain, the cop lowers his weapon. I want to apologize. I'm sorry I hurt you. The night of the attack. Everything could have turned out so differently. You're nothing like the guy I took down, you know? He was a kid at the time, but there was something in his eyes, something bad, something evil. His eyes sparkling for a bit, tears perhaps. A second later, you park a few meters away from Sixth Floor. The bench is right over there. I just need 5 minutes. 5 minutes and we'll go. Got it? You nod. He's not coming back. You want me to come along? Yeah, don't do it. He lays his hand on the door handle and gives you a genuine smile. You what? You're going to kill yourself, aren't you? He pauses. To be perfectly honest, I don't really know yet. The cop suddenly seems older than he really is. His voice croaks slightly as he says to you, "Thanks, friend." He gets out of the cab. You watch the old cop. He takes a few steps forward and towards the bench, walks around it like he wants to look at it from every angle. He doesn't so much as glance at St. Clotilde and its dome, lit up with powerful spotlights. A few passerby, chilled to the bone, are wandering about nonchalantly on the square in front. The cop finally sits up on the bench. He stays there a long minute, contemplating Paris. Strings of light weave around traffic, circles and interactions, making a magnificent canvas. There's a sudden movement. In a matter of seconds, he pulls the gun out of his pocket and puts it up to his chin. A shot rings out. Damn it, dude. Thanks, friend. I don't know what the hell that flash was. Those were his last words. Ah, are you fucking kidding me? No. Your boss watches you. Her jaw is clenched, locked more like. What else did he say? He confessed to his crime. The wire you put in the cab must have caught it all. You have the recording. Bassett stares at you for a second before looking away. Shit, this is not how it was supposed to end. You're not clear on whether she's angry or sad. He talked about you. What happens now? He talked about you. About me? What did he say? It's all in the recording. He said you were like him. Of course, that guy was my mentor, a father figure. Actually, he taught me everything I know. That's why I slipped you his file. I couldn't investigate him. No one on the team wanted to either. It was unthinkable, unfeasible. Fuck. A semblance of smile spreads across her face. Awkward strains, perhaps. It makes her blood curdle. You're free to go now. Don't leave the country, though. We might have some questions for you at some point. She opens the door. Icy air seeps in. You shiver. You really came through, you know. I didn't think you'd do so well. Her voice breaks up a bit with her last words. Who knew? She gets out of the cab and slams the door behind her. A blunt, metallic noise. Unidentifiable vibration. Her car quakes and shakes like a boat. A minute goes by before you can move again. You slowly come back to your senses. Stay a little longer. You sit there for a moment, contemplating the scene in front of you. Police squads are moving about, keeping the onlookers away. Spotlights floating the judge's lifeless body with white light. Hard to believe it's all over. You need to get away for a while. Drive without thinking. Distance yourself. A cop on the roadside wave his flashlights, pushing for you to leave. You have no reason to be there anymore. You've become a stranger again. Key in the ignition, handbrake off, put on the accelerator. You leave secure core behind. Wow. I mean, we figured out that it was obviously him just going off of the gun. But I didn't think it was going to turn out that way. Wow. And there's more stories to this game too, and I'm probably going to enjoy them for myself. So if you like this game, I'll leave the link to it. It's available on Steam. I got it relatively cheap when I first got it. I don't know if it's on sale. I don't know if it's cheap still. But overall, it's a good play. There's many different stories. There's like 2 other stories for the actual investigation. So if y'all want to check that out, link is in the descriptions for the Steam link. So yeah, hold on, there's more. The one time I think there's not going to be a secret ending, and there is. You drove all night long with your window open and the radio tuned to the phantom frequency. The electric static kept you awake. You're so tired, your chest is tight and your eyes are heavy, but you can't stop. Not now. You're going to run out of gas soon. The light went on about 20 kilometers back. You're somewhere in Normandy. You pull over onto the shoulder and get out. There's almost no traffic. You step over the guardrail as your eyes adjust to the colorful break of dawn. The sun will soon rise over the horizon. You get your phone out and dial a number. It doesn't ring, directed to voicemail. The voice asks to leave a message after the beep. Hey, I wanted to. You catch your breath. When Eddie told me she'd held onto your phone just to hear the sound of your voice, I thought it was stupid. But now, the sun is slowly rising and its colors are flooding the landscape. There under brush, a tiny village lost in the fog. Off in the distance, a hilltop sparkling with dew. A view seems alien to you. I wanted to thank you for giving me the opportunity to regain myself. Thanks. The word disgusts you, but it's too late. Thanks to you, I did something important. I mean, I think. Who knows? Silence. You heard. Your head is spinning. You haven't spoken to your brother in years. Well, in a manner of speaking, you grin. Eddie is good. I'm good. The kids are good. The kids are good. They grew up so fast. Addie shows me pictures sometimes, but I never go inside of the house. It would be too complicated for everyone, but they're doing well. They look a lot like Dad, at least I think. He paused. Truck flies by just a matter of meters from you. I thought when it was all over, I thought I'd be able to get some decent sleep. Close my eyes and sleep, really sleep, finally. But sleeping is just a break. It doesn't put an end to it. It all starts up again as soon as a voice cuts you off. Answering machine. You have reached the maximum time limit, please. You hang up, your phone feels heavy in your hand. What should you do now? There's a broken fence in front of you leading to a small footpath into the woods. Behind you is the highway leading to the sea. Get back in the car. You sigh and retrace your steps. On the other side of the guardrail, you find your overheaded cab. The next gas station can't be much further. You slowly turn the key in the ignition. There's got to be something for you out there. Now that's the end. Oh, wow. The one time I don't expect a secret ending to pop up, there was. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. But yeah, if you enjoy indie games, horror games, and darker story games in general, please leave a like, subscribe, and hit that notification for future videos. Peace, and I'll see y'all in the next one.